Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
First off, I want to thank you for giving me that coveted 5 minutes before lunch speaking time. I mean, that's the best. Seriously.
Well, we'll add 5, right around the beer break.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Hey, good morning. We're into the morning, everybody. So I'm Larry White. I'm the President and CEO of Toshiba, and it's been great sitting in the audience and listening to all these great speakers, things of that nature. And and listening to all the speakers and the panelists, I was really impressed with the women's leadership panel. Great job. Everybody was great, by the way, but the women's leadership panel struck a chord with me. And the reason is it made me think about all the amazing women that work in our organization. And I'll point out 3 that are in highly strategic points in our organization. First is Teresa Sternhagen, who runs our TPD, toner manufacturing facility in Mitchell, South Dakota. Amazing job. I mean, what's this world coming to? A woman running a manufacturing facility? Seriously. I mean, she is just amazing. Amazing job. By the way, she does make the best toner in God's green earth. The second one is a recent promotion for Kim Jones, who runs our HR department. Amazingly talented woman. Great job. And who has a wicked sense of humor. I mean, who would have thought an HR person would have a wicked sense of humor? But she's absolutely amazing. And my last is Kirsten Woods, who's with me here today. Stand up, Kirsten. So Kirsten is seriously the smartest person I know. She's a Stanford grad. She came to us from Lockheed Martin and from Oracle. And she truly is, people say, oh, you're a rocket scientist. She's really a rocket scientist, aren't you? Seriously, she worked on rockets. I mean, what you're doing in the copier industry, I have no earthly idea, but we're so blessed to have you. So, one of the things we've talked about all day is diversity in the workplace, right? And there's a lot to be achieved with diversity in the workplace. And to achieve those goals, it really takes a intentional leadership from the top of the organization. And one of the things that's near and dear to our heart at Toshiba is supporting veterans and the veteran causes. If you take a look at veterans, they're a completely underserved group. And I got to find the clicker that is in my pocket, which is always good. So anyway, it's a completely underserved group. And diversity, it improves an organization by so much. It's absolutely critical today, and it's especially in today's environment, that we embrace diversity in every way we possibly can. And the way we do that is supporting our military veterans and people that served in our services. So real quick, who all served in the military here? Raise your hands. First off, thank you for your service. We So what are the benefits from hiring veterans? Well, first off, one of the things is that they work great in teams. Second thing is that they are very, very dedicated. Third is that they have a vast array of experiences and training that they received while they served in our military. And probably one of the most important things is that they walk really fast. So, and by the way, for our wounded veterans, the ones that are in wheelchairs, they go really fast also. So if you ever want to get injured, walk really slowly in front of a veteran in a wheelchair. They'll just run you over. So they go really, really quick. But veterans are a really important part of organization. And they really will help your organization do so much more. So what do veterans look for? Very easily, they look for the same thing that we all do, right? They want a good salary, they want benefits, and they want some sort of career path and training associated with that career path. But that's the bare minimum. If you ask veterans truly what they need more and what more of, kind of the 3 main points is they want a job, and this comes from their service in the military, is they want a job with a greater meaning and purpose. They want to feel like they're really doing something. The next part is that they want something that's relative to the experience that they had while they were serving in the military. So something along the lines of what they did previously. And the last thing is they want something equivalent with their military seniority, right? So you're not going to bring in a military veteran into an entry-level job. You need to bring them into a level that they were at previously. So one of the things I talked about is really near and dear to our heart, and I'm so glad you're holding a panel on this the last day. It's amazing what you're going to do with that in honoring our heroes. But we have firsthand experience in that, and we have gained a lot of knowledge in working with veterans and hiring veterans. And as a member of Toshiba America Business Solutions, we've been honored in so many different ways and received so many different employment awards. But I will tell you the one that we received, and we received this last year from the Department of Defense, was the Patriot Award for hiring veterans and supporting people that work within the military area. So, I mean, it meant a lot to us that we're able to do that. And I will tell you, what we get back in spades with honoring military veterans. They're absolutely amazing group to work with. But there's one other piece, though, that is kind of a missing little link in all this. Because we talk about military veterans and people who have served, but there are the spouses of military veterans that are in underserved areas. So let's take a look at some stats on that. So spouses in the military, their spouses have an unemployment rate of between 20 and 25%. I mean, that is 8 times the national average. And you consider the qualifications of spouses within our military, it's amazing. 15% of them have some sort of postgraduate degree, which means they're more highly educated than the average American out there. Yet, unfortunately, you have that 20 to 25% unemployment rate. And why do they have that? Well, it's because there's so much uncertainty in the military. If you're a military spouse, and those of you that served in the military, sometimes you don't know where you're going to be in 6 months, right? Now, how many employers like hiring people that they don't know where they're going to be in 6 months? Not many, right? That stops a lot of people from hiring spouses of veterans. But if in today's environment where you have a remote work environment and a hybrid work environment, they're the perfect fit. I will tell you, we have some military spouses within our organization. Every one of them is remote, and every one of them does an amazing job. In fact, one of them we just recently promoted because they were doing such an amazing job within our company. I mean, those are the people that you want, no matter what in an organization. And Tony talked about it, you want really good people. And if you want really good people, these are the people that you want to attract. And today, when we're all facing a hard time hiring really good people and finding really good people, when you've got a work area that has 20 to 25% unemployment, I mean, that is something that's just waiting to be harvested. So don't just think about military veterans, think about them a lot, but also look at spouses and families of military veterans, because they're an amazing group of people, and they do so much. You know, the advantages of them, they're used to dealing with uncertainty in their life, and so they handle it very well within an organization. One of the things you're going to have to do for them is you're going to have to give them flexible work hours, right? Because their life isn't like everybody else. A lot of times they'll have kids that they're having to manage, and the normal work-life issues that you have within any company, but you also have it probably more so than what you have with a veteran spouse. So it's one of my things. So we talked about intentional management from the top down in your diversity objectives. I ask that you also have an intentional schedule of hiring military veterans and their spouses. These are our heroes, both in the front lines and behind the scenes with both the military veterans and spouses. So with that, I want to thank you for listening to my diatribe for about 5 minutes. But I do want to leave with one real quick thing. For those of you who don't understand what goes on in the military, there was a commencement speech in 2014 at the University of Texas. It was Admiral William McRaven. If you have never seen that, it's one of the best commencement speeches you will ever hear. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And you'll get an idea of what the military teaches these young men and women out there. So it's about a 20-minute listen to. You can Google Admiral commencement speech and it'll go right to it. So I highly recommend that you spend 20 minutes looking at that and listening to that speech, because it was absolutely phenomenal. Okay, now for the menu for today on lunch. Okay, I don't know, that's you. Thank you so much.